Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my very first story time. I can't wait to do my first story time. Like, if you know me, you know I have the most craziest stories, the most embarrassing stories. As you can see by the title of this video, this story is crazy and embarrassing. Like, when I tell people the story, they're like, are you dumb? We're gonna get into the story, but if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe and like this video. Give me a really big thumbs up and comment below. Like I said, I have some stories, that I can pull out from way back when, so we're not gonna get into that. But like I said, if you do want to see more storytime videos, please let me know. Leave your feedback and we'll just jump into it. Okay, so this particular story, this happened, oh my god, when was this? This was like this was the summer after my freshman year of college. So I was 19. So this was like what? I'm about to be 23. So this was like what? I can't even count. 4 years ago. This is like four summers ago. My freshman year of college, this was my first time trying edibles. If you don't know what edible is, it's like, when you put weed, well, THC in like a brownie, a cupcake. I think I had a cupcake, and you get high. So my freshman year of college, I definitely tried, this is like the big end of the story. So I had tried edible, and me and my friends were like, we were effed up, like effed up. And I knew that like people were selling them. I'm just like, yo, you can really make money off of edibles. Like, I knew people, like, I didn't smoke or anything, but like I knew people that, wanted to get high. So I'm just like, I can definitely like go home this summer and make some quick money, selling weed cupcakes, selling weed brownies, selling weed cakes, selling weed taffies. I'll be Betty Crocker with the marijuana. So whatever, I went home that summer. I think this had to be like July, I want to say. And I was like, okay, I'm going to like really make some weed cupcakes. I was going to sell them. I had made flyers. I was sending them to my friends like, hey, like, I'm making weed cupcakes. I had the price. I forgot how much I was selling for. I think they were like 2 for 15, 2 for, I don't know how much they were, but I was really trying to get it popping, whatever, and like make some quick money with these edibles. So at the time, my then best friend, we're gonna call him Edward. We're gonna call him Edward. So Edward was selling weed, and he was just like, I was telling him like my idea, like, I want to sell some weed cupcakes, some edibles, and I know you're the plug, so like, we should make some, money together, whatever. And since he's my best friend, he was just like, no, like, he was like, it's cool, I'll just give you like some weed or whatever, and you could like, whatever money you make off of it, you just keep it for yourself, like it's not that big of a deal. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So like, I didn't have to worry about giving him any money back, whatever. So he gave me like, I'm trying to remember how much he gave me. I want to say it was like an eighth, and an eighth is like, it's an eighth, like it weighs an eighth, I'm assuming, I don't really know. So he gave me a Ziploc bag for a weed or whatever. So I went to the store, I got all the ingredients to make it. I got the cupcake mix, the batter, the little cup, the, what is it called? The cupcake pan holders. Like, everything you needed to make cupcakes, I had it. Like, cause I know how to bake. So I'm just like, okay, well, making weed cupcakes should not be that bad, right? Like, wrong. Wrong. So before I actually started the cupcakes, I definitely like did my research on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, well, this person make it seem like it's just easy. All you gotta do is do XYZ, and then you're gonna have like, you're gonna be high off of some weed cupcakes, whatever. So I'm like, cool, I could do that. So at the time, I was really cool with this girl. We're gonna call her, what we gonna call her? We're gonna call her Bianca. So me and Bianca hung out a lot over the summertime, and Bianca smoked like heavy. So she was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna help you, whatever, because I didn't really know what I was doing, and I assumed that she would know more than me. So first and foremost, we got together. We're in my room, and we had the bag of weed just like on my bed or whatever. So my mom comes in. Mind you, my mom smokes. So she knows, like, she smokes weed, so she knows, like, what weed smells like. So my mom come in my room, and I forgot what she came in there for. I feel like she just wanted to be nosy. But she came in my room, and she was like, it smells like weed in here. And I'm just like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, nobody got no weed in here. I was like, nobody got no weed in here, mom, whatever. So she just left. Like, you know, my mom, she low-key, like, absent-minded. So she just, like, left and went back to her room. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me just go tell her what I'm doing, because she gonna find out anyway. Because if she smells like weed cooking in the kitchen, she gonna know it's me. Like, who else would be in here? I mean, my little brothers probably would be back there doing some stuff like that. I'm like, let me just tell her, because, like, my mom is not, like, really, not a drawback. She's not really, like, strict. That's the problem. That's where the story went wrong, because my mom should have told my ass not to go through with this. That's what it was. So I went in my mom's room and I told her what I was doing. I told her what I was making, and she was just like, okay. And I really think she gave me the green light because she wanted a cupcake. Like, she wanted in on them edibles, and that's the only reason I know why she told me, like, okay. So I was like, okay, cool. My mom don't care. She gave me the green light. We gotta go make these cupcakes or whatever. So I go into the kitchen, and the first thing you have to do when you're making, like, any weed thing is you have to cook the oil. You have to cook the weed in, like, oil or butter, because you have to get the, like, it's this component in marijuana called THC, and that's how you actually get high. So you don't want to put actual, like, weed in, like, brownie cake mix, because you're not supposed to, like, actually eat weed, but you can actually, like, extract the THC, I don't really, whatever, and that's what gets you high. So you're supposed to, like, cook it in, like, oil or butter for, like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour until, like, all of it gets out. And then you're supposed to pour that into the batter or whatever. Now, I had all that together in my mind. Like, I knew what to do. But when I got to the kitchen, none of that, it didn't go like that or whatever. So I did it step by step. Like, I followed the instructions, and I poured the oil into, this story is really, like, so embarrassing. So I poured the oil into the pan, and I turned the pan on, and, like, the oil was getting hot. So I'm like, okay, like, the oil is hot enough. Let me go ahead and put the weed in. So I did that, and I covered up the pot. Mind you, like, I didn't even leave the kitchen. I'm like, I'm going to sit here and watch this, because I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't want anything to blow up, which it did. That's exactly what happened. So I'm sitting there watching it or whatever. So, like, 10 minutes go by. I'm going back. I'm checking it. I'm leaving. I'm, like, you know, going talking to Bianca, coming back, like, checking the pot of weed or whatever. So I go back this one time, and I'm checking, and I'm stirring it up or whatever, making sure, you know, was getting the oils out. And the weed, like, the pan caught on fire. Not the pan caught on fire, like, the inside. Like, the weed was on fire, like, it was, like, the oil was on fire. I don't know what was going on, like, but something had caught on fire. And you know, like, sometimes when, like, something, like, kind of sparks, you kind of think it's going to, like, go out or whatever. So this fire didn't go out. And it wasn't, like, a really, really big flame, but it was enough for just, like, okay, like, let me at least turn the stove off and take the pot off of, like, this burning, because there's a fire. So I'm thinking it's going to, like, go out, whatever. It didn't go out. So that's not the bad part, though. That's nowhere near what was about to freaking happen. So it's an oil fire. And if you were never told this in middle school, in elementary school, in high school, now I've taken chemistry classes. So when I saw the fire, the first thing I thought was, oh, fire. You put out fire with water, not thinking that this is grease, hot burning grease. So I'm thinking, like, okay, like, I'm gonna get the fire out. So I take the pan off the stove. I lift it up. Mind you, the pan is still on. It's still a little fire inside or whatever. I walk over to the kitchen. Or not walk over to the kitchen. I walk over to the sink, which is, like, right next to the stove. And I turn the water on. And as I turn the water on, I put the pot in the water. Yo, when I tell you that the kitchen blew up, like, it was like, went, like, it shot up into the air. And I just started screaming. Like, I remember I jumped back. Like, the flame was, like, so big and powerful. Like, it pushed me back. Like, pushed me back. And I'm just like, what the F? But mind you, like, as soon as the flame went up, it went right back down. Like, it probably was, like, literally, like, 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds. It was just, like, whoosh. And then it just, like, everything just, like, quiet and still. But, like, it was a legit, like, a little, like, explosion, whatever. So, I'm panicking. I'm just like, yo, like, what the F? Like, this was just, like, I mean, mind you, I had weave in my hair. So, I'm like, oh, like, my weave could have caught on fire. Like, I was so close to the fire. Like, my face could have got burned. Like, it could have got, like, went so bad. I'm just so happy that, like, those flames went out. So, first and foremost, my mom's curtain was on fire. Well, it melted. It wasn't on fire. It caught fire. But curtains was melted. The blinds were melted. It was black stuff all on the walls, all on the ceiling. So I'm just like, what the F? Mind you, my little brother is in the next one playing a video game. I remember this day like it was yesterday. So he's like, yo, like, what's going on? What's going on? Because he just heard me, like, screaming, whatever. So I'm just like, the kitchen is on fire. So my friend Bianca, she runs out of my room and she runs to the kitchen. And she's just like, Jay, like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm just like, it was just a fire. Like, I don't really know. Like, it just went so bad. It just went so bad. Don't ask me where my mom was. So I'm just like panicked. I'm just like, yo, like, it was grease everywhere. The weed was like, half of it was down the drain, half of it was in the sink, a little bit was still left in the pot. Like, it was just a mess. Like, the walls were black. And mind you, I think, like, we had, like, light blue walls. So I'm like, and the first thing I thought of in my house, like, yo, my mom was going to kick my ass. Like, she's going to kick my ass when she sees this. And that's the only thing I thought about, whatever. So I'm just like, yo, like, I'm just like, yo, I gotta go, like, get my mom because I don't even know what else to do at this point. Like, I need to go get my mom because, like, everything is ruined in the kitchen or whatever. Not everything, but, like, everything that was, like, near the sink or whatever. Like, her curtains, like I said, her curtains was caught on fire, the blinds was on fire, the walls was messed up. Like, it was just a mess or whatever. So for a split second, like, when I saw them flames go, I'm like, we about to be homeless. It was so much stuff going through my mind. I was like, we about to be homeless. Like, I don't got no clothes. Everything burned down. Like, I'm gonna get my ass whipped. Like, I was just like, I was going, like, losing my mind. So I went to get my mom. I'm just like, Mom, like, don't be mad at me. And probably thought I knew what I was doing. Like, she was like, oh, you going to make some cupcakes? She probably thought it was going to be like easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm just like, yo, Mom, like, it's a... like, the kitchen's gonna fire. And it's funny because when I went in my mom's room, she didn't hear me screaming. She didn't hear anything in the kitchen. I go in there, she in there painting her toenails. I'm like, Mom, you didn't just hear that? She just like, no. So she get up like, oh my God, like, what do you mean it caught on fire? So I'm like, yo, when she sees it, she's gonna like sock me. In my mind, I'm thinking like she's gonna just sock me or whatever. I'm like, it's done for. Like, my summer is canceled. Like, I'm about to get socked. So she go in the kitchen and she just like she was like, what did you do? And I'm just like, Mom, I'm trying to explain to her like what happened. I was like, Mom, I thought I was doing it right. I had the oil on the pot. The pot was on the stove. I was cooking the oil, cooking the wheat, and then like it was a fire on the pot. I just put it in the water because I thought, I got to put the fire out, and then it just was like poof. I'm trying to explain to her what's going on. So my mom just like, whatever, like, just, clean, like, try to clean this stuff up. She took her curtains down, took her blinds down, like, threw them in the trash. She just, like, try to clean up whatever is left, like, the grease or whatever. So, while this is going on, my friend Bianca was like, she's like, Jay, look at your hand. Look at your hand. And then, like, I'm looking at my hand. I'm just like, what the... And I guess because, like, my adrenaline was, like, pumping like so bad, I didn't even feel my hand. My hand was burnt, like my right hand. I'm right-handed, everybody, because this is like obviously that's the hand I picked up with the pot. So she was like, Jay, look at your hand, like, you don't feel that, you don't feel that. And at the moment I didn't feel anything because like my blood was still like pumping. I didn't feel anything. So I looked down at my hand. I have like blister. Well, it wasn't blistered yet, but it was just scorching red. Like it was just burnt. Like it just looked like I just got burnt. So as I was putting the pot in the sink, the flame, when it shot up, like my hand got hit in the flame, and I didn't even realize that at the moment. But as soon as she said that, I swear to God, and I like actually like calmed down, I felt like I had so much pain. Like my hand was like on fire. Like it was the most unbearable pain ever. And I was like, I can't even clean up right now. Like I need to go to the hospital. So I showed my mom, and my mom was like, you need to go to the hospital because like that's gonna be bad or whatever. So I drove myself to the hospital. I lived around the corner from the hospital at the time, so it was like literally like a 3-minute, 4-minute drive. So I get to the hospital, and I don't really remember being there for that long, but I do remember them like asking me like, oh, like how did the fire start? Like how did you get a fire? And I wasn't about to tell you people that I was in there making some weed cupcakes. I was like, oh yeah, like I was cooking something and something burned, whatever, and my hand like got on fire. I said something like stupid like that. So I get back there, I'm in the emergency room, and then they tell me as I'm waiting in the emergency room, my hand is like blistering up. Like, so if you guys never had blisters, it's like bubbles. Like it's literally like air bubbles will start rising on your hand. So I had like blisters like 1, 2, 3. Like literally all of this was like burnt from like this finger was a little burnt too, from like here to like all the way down here was just like burnt. I had blisters on like this finger. I had blisters all on like this part of my hand, like this area. It was like blistered up so freaking bad. And I'm just like in pain, in pain, in pain. I'm just like, y'all gotta like, y'all need to come look at my hand because I don't like, I'm in pain, whatever. So they finally see me, and the nurse tells me that I had 1st and 2nd degree burns to my hand. Now, the 1st degree burn, I'm just assuming that's just like a regular burn kind of, because I had like some parts that were just like not blistered. But when you have a 2nd degree burn, that means when like your skin is coming off, you have blisters. So I guess that's how they like differentiated 1st and 2nd degree burn. That's my take on it. So yeah, she said I had 1st and 2nd degree burn. So what did they give me? I had this cream. They didn't give me any painkillers, but they gave me this cream or whatever. It came in a jar, and I forgot what it's called, obviously. And I had pictures of my hand, but like this was like I said, 4 years ago, so I don't really know what I did with these pictures. But they pretty much told me like, okay, well, you just need to put this cream on your hand, like, and wrap your hand up in like gauze, like the white tape. So they wrapped my hand up. They gave me like instruction, like, okay, you need to clean your hand this many times a day, and in 3 weeks you need to go to the burn center. Now, when somebody tells you gotta go to like your follow-up is not gonna be at the hospital, it's gonna be at the crisis center. Like I'm from Philly, so they told me I had to go to Temple University to go to their burn center unit, like a crisis burn center or whatever. That's where all the burn victims go. So I was a burn victim, like at this point. They told me I had to go get my referral there in 3 weeks. I'm just like, yo, like I gotta go to Temple to go to like a burn doctor, like a fire doctor. Like this is out of pocket. So, but anyway, I'm like, I'm gonna put this cream on my hand and I'm gonna wrap my hand up. So, cause I had nothing, so like I was just in so much pain. I was like so miserable for like 2 weeks. Like I could barely shower. I do everything with my right hand. So I'm walking around looking like a mummy because I cannot have my skin out because like the sun is going to irritate it. That's one thing they told me, like you got to keep your hand wrapped up because your skin is like sensitive. It's very like, it's pretty much gone. Like it was like down to like the white meat. So they was like, you need to keep your hand wrapped up. You need to make sure you put your cream on it, blah, blah, blah. So my mom was helping me like change my bandages every day, putting the cream on it and stuff. Like mind you, my hand was so ugly. Like I remember my sister was like laughing at me one day, like yo, you look like a burn victim. I was like, this is not funny. Like I really could have died. Like the house was going to be gone or whatever. So like I said, I was doing everything I was supposed to do. My mom was helping me. So about 3 weeks in, like my hand was starting to heal. It was still like very tender to touch. It was still very, very sensitive to the sunlight. Like I couldn't really go outside without like my hand being wrapped up. I just had to keep it covered. So when 3 weeks came, I went to the burn center and he told me like my hand was healing like fine. He told me I could stop putting the cream on there, but I did have to start putting cocoa butter on there because he said the cream was only like to help my flesh and stuff heal. But since my flesh and everything had healed, he told me that I didn't have any color in my skin. Like I looked like my hand was like white. Like I didn't have any color in my hand pretty much. So he was just like, you have to start putting cocoa butter on your hand to bring your color back. And he was like, this is going to take 3 months. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, it's going to take 3 months for my color to get back. Y'all, it took 3 months for my color to get back. Like, I was walking around with, like, a blotchy hand for 3 whole months. Like, October, whatever, my hand was, like, finally, like, fully healed. But I would never forget that day. And, like, you can still see, I don't really know if you guys can see it. I mean, I guess you can. But, like, all right here, it's not really noticeable, but it's like blotchy. Like, it's blotchy. And like everywhere else on my hand, like pretty much like it's normal, but it's just like this area right here where you could like really tell where I was burned. And ever since that day, I don't know if it's a phobia for oil or like the actual phobia of cooking oil or waiting for oil to heat up, but I have that phobia. Like, I remember for weeks after, I wouldn't fry bacon, fry fish, fry chicken. I mean, I wasn't really a big cooker anyway, but I knew how to like make some bacon or like just make some like fries or something, like put it in some grease or oil. I would not go in the kitchen and touch any oil. Like anything that had to be made with oil, I wouldn't make my mom do it. Like I said, I was legit scared. To this day, I'm scared of fire. I'm scared of grease. Like I bake everything. Like you would never see me in my kitchen frying chicken. Like you would never see me frying chicken. Like I put everything in the oven because like I'm literally terrified of like something catching on fire, like a grease fire. Like that's like my biggest fear in life because of that. Like I'm really like traumatized. But I definitely blame my mom because she should have told me like, girl, that's a bad idea. Like, and that's the story of how I almost set my whole house on fire and who was about to be homeless. That was 4 years ago. I can't believe it. But anyway, if you enjoyed that story, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below. And who knows, I might post another story time depending on how I feel, maybe in like the next week or so.